Two fools who laugh at death. Do you know what horrors lie beyond that wall?
No.
Then you go first.
Trap squad, 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 trap squad. Hey, clickbaity political. Yeah, thirst trap, trap squad, squirrel squad. Our mission is critical to speak the truth to the masses. Yeah. We here for the fight. We ain't started, but we here to finish it. Sick and tired of seeing the privilege. Take advantage of the weak and the innocent. So we let a voice be heard. Every single weeknight, unapologetic. Yeah. Black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live through on a daily, we still throwing up those acorns cause we represent clickbaity. Yeah. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad. ThirstTrap, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad. Let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad. ThirstTrap, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad.
Guess who's
It's been a week.
Zach?
It's been a week. It's been a week. Thank y'all for giving us a week's vacation. I am Mondale Robinson, one half of Clickbaity Political ThirstTrap. It is the evening show. I am with my motherfucking brother who's been vacationing and shooting up targets out in Arizona, Marcus Farrell. What is up, baby?
So what's up with the guns and the knives and shit? Me, that's what's up. Guess who's Bazak? I know y'all missed us, man. And guess what?
We missed y'all.
Yeah, we missed y'all even more, man. So welcome to the dopest political commentary show, point blank, no matter where you are, who you are. Welcome to the Clickbaity Political ThirstTrap.
Hey,
Monday edition. I hope y'all been liking our throwbacks, because our throwbacks were I've been
like
liking
that.
them. Yeah,
I've been watching. I seen the family. They were in there. You know, we got 3,000 views and over 2,000 interactions with those joints just on Facebook alone. So people were definitely watching, even though we were on vacation. So we appreciate you all sticking with us, giving us some time to rejuvenate. And now we're back with the motherfucking news. And guess what? This week has not let us down. Marcus, what's up, man? What you been following? What you been doing? How was your vacation?
Well, first, so I went to Sedona. I mean, not Sedona. I went to Phoenix. Because y'all know, most of y'all know who watch Clickbaity Political ThirstTrap. I used to spend time, used to live in Phoenix. Went back to Phoenix, trying to do some real business. Caught up with former deputy black outreach director for Bernie Sanders,
Roy.
My dog Roy Tatum, and we went to the gun range, shot off his arsenal, got my aim better, figured out that 45s are a little bit more fun to shoot than 9mm, and then went hiking, man, and got centered again. Like, yeah, and went hiking and got centered. And while I was out there, I got to see in real live time the reaction from Arizonans to Kyrsten Sinema.
Oh God!
And
tell me what's the reaction? What are people saying?
When I tell you that there ain't no love for Kyrsten Sinema. There's no secret group of people. Well, yes, there are. They're called moderate white women Democrats, but there's no secret group of people who look at Kyrsten Sinema in the state of Arizona and are like, well, she had to do that. There's no
about anything.
There's none of that. Right. Even the most moderate, I gotta get ahead in my career as Arizonan political players were like, yeah, that was kind of fucked up. That was kind of messed up.
Right.
And the thing that pissed off everybody more than her saying no was her bravado. You know what? She is bisexual. She is bisexual because she fucked over millions of men and women. Yeah, I said it. Kyrsten Sinema hides behind her sexuality and this is what we say when we saying on the show, all skin folk ain't kin folk.
Hmm.
Because y'all know we'll go off. We'll snap on a black person fast as hell for doing some bullshit, right? Let me let y'all know something. Kyrsten Sinema will dress all progressive, will look all progressive, will be progressive in her sexual preferences, will say LGBTQIA, but then we'll fuck over every single person. Every single person by the way that she's, first off, by just saying no to the $15 hour minimum wage is problematic, right?
That shit makes
just
no
saying
sense
no,
at all to me.
Right. But then how you do it when you fucking curtsy? No.
Yeah, that was some disgusting shit.
Sis?
It was absolutely disgusting. And what makes it even more disgusting is, Marco, we need to be honest. The 9 Democrats that voted against this shit, man, the motherfuckers all are millionaires. So you got millionaire people telling and also not only are they millionaires, they're also getting a couple $100,000 a year from government, from taxpayers, right? That shit right there is disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. That is a insensitive to people's plight. Like, I mean, that level of privilege.
That purse she had on, checked. I heard it cost $2,000.
Yeah, probably at least. But listen, I mean, I was about to say her health care is provided by the same people she don't believe deserves $15 an hour. I think it's absolutely disgusting. I think if these people believe that people don't deserve $15 an hour, then they should not be making $15 an hour. Like, why the fuck, if you are a federal government, I say we pay all of their fees for living in DC, but we get them $15 an hour and see how many of them still do it. I don't get this shit. Like, go ahead.
Can I give you a narrative real quick? Just a brief narrative about this right here. Because I want to do this and I kind of want to lead up to why progressives are necessary, Mondale. Mondale, Kyrsten Sinema was the state representative for the same district that I lost in, LD 24, right in Central Phoenix, right? And then after she got elected, first she was a Green Party member, right? And she had like her hair used to be green, and she would do all kinds of cool progressive stuff. She was a real strong progressive. And then she couldn't win that way in that district, so she started becoming more moderate in that district, right? And then she won. And then she came more moderate because she went from running from that district to becoming a congresswoman. So she ran for Congress. Boom, she won. And then she became even more moderate when she ran for U.S. Senate, right? And she won. Boom. Now, a lot of these moderate people who voted for these folks, all the way down to my district that I lost in, you know what they used to tell me when I ran in that district? They said, Marcus, you're too black. Marcus, you're too progressive. Marcus, you need to moderate your tone a little bit if you ever plan on winning in Arizona. Now, I asked the same people if curtsying and fucking wearing $2,000 handbags while you like pleasantly tell America, fuck you, pleasantly tell working people, fuck you, pleasantly tell, if that right there is what y'all want, that's what the fuck y'all get. Keep voting for them people. Keep voting for them. Y'all want everybody to be moderate, and then when they get up there and they do moderate things, you like, what happened? Well, what happened is y'all keep putting people who you feel safe with, who repeat the same talking points over and over again, who think that they have your best interest in mind when they're playing you, but working for corporate America, working for Wall Street, but playing you. And all they got to do is dress up like some progressive, and y'all think she's the coolest person in the world. That's what you get.
Well, listen, so part of this is that white people get to play politics, and they can do whatever they want to be depending on the week. This is the problem with Jimmy Dore. And a few other people. I think the problem with it in this category, in this case, is we see it has real effects. And then we're talking about effects on people's livelihood. We're not even out of a pandemic. I can't even say we're coming out of it, because after Atlanta's All-Star weekend, that fucking super spreader is going to send all these infected people back to all over the country. Ain't no telling what's going to happen to the rates. But I think, these people being able to, not just the Kyrsten is indicative of who she is and how she show up, and her being a representative of these people who are neoliberals. It is absolutely disgusting that these folk, like I said, I got to say it again, are going to make several hundreds of thousands of dollars just off of their paycheck, not to mention the millions they're going to make off connections, won't even give people $15 an hour for working.
And that ain't shit. That ain't nothing.
That ain't shit, bro. I mean, literally, if you look at $15 an hour, we're talking 3 5s. If somebody lay 3 5s on the table in front of you and tell you do something for an hour, you're going to look at them like they're nuts. They're literally telling people that whatever job they're doing is not worth $3 $5 bills. $3 $5 bills. I mean, we should look at $15. I looked at it the other day. You should look at it and then think about an hour. I'm talking 60 minutes worth of work, and then reevaluate what the fuck we got going on in this country. It is absolutely disgusting, man. It is absolutely disgusting. And we're not talking about like Arizona is one of the richest fucking states in the union. People are starving in that state, man. The poverty level in Arizona is real. We know there are a lot of farm workers in Arizona, agriculture workers, and they're suffering, bro. And for her to be that way is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, service workers too. Don't forget, you know, Scottsdale.
And service workers.
Yeah, Scottsdale, Phoenix, Glendale, you know, miners, right? We're talking about the mining industry. People are all out of work because of COVID, because the market has messed up, right? And, you know, you can't even do the bare minimum of giving people a voting. So here's my thing, because Sister Tehran, Rochelle Tehran, she's the new chair of the Arizona Democratic Party, and she's progressive. She's gonna have to fix that mess, because you're not gonna be able to no longer say, I'm here, I'm a Democrat, I'm gonna do things for you, when your top Democrat in the state literally said, nah, y'all need to be poor.
Yeah, it's okay to be poor, and I'll dance about it.
And
with
I'll
my
dance
little cute
about it.
outfit on and my expensive ass purse. On
And you know
TV.
what's funny? You know what's funny, Mondale? I know, like, since I was a part of the party out there, I know they're gonna have their little dinners and they're gonna have their little meetings, and they're gonna say, "Don't you love how strong our senator is?" Like, that's how these white moderate people will flip this shit. Look at what she did. Look at her strength. Like, she's so like John McCain. John McCain was a Republican. John McCain
and problematic.
And was so problematic to immigrants who are your neighbors and who are your current fellow people in the Democratic Party. And it was also John McCain who crashed savings and loans in this fucking country. Let's not forget. They can rewrite history all they want to. I'm just talking about Arizona, man. Like, the people, like,
yeah, but I'm talking about we used to have savings and loans in our life, Marcus. We used to have savings and loans as a fucking institution in this country. It was John McCain that crashed them motherfuckers. People need to know that. So if they say she's acting like John McCain, then that's about right and par for the course. And that means that the state has not progressed since some conservative ass Republican who God rest his soul is no longer with us, but he still was a damn conservative through and through. And on top of that, a military hawk.
You know what Kyrsten Sinema is? She's the person that doesn't just break up with you. She's the person that wants to scratch the car and call your mama and lie on you and put your business out in the streets. And like, she's just about extra drama.
Messy.
Right? She's just messy. That's just messy.
What's that one show that with the Birds of Prey? She did Holly. What's her name?
Oh, you talking about it's
the movie.
Harley Quinn.
Movie. Yeah, that's what she is.
Nah, Harley Quinn is
she batshit crazy. She batshit crazy like that.
Do not go. No, don't put Harley Quinn in. That's not that kind of crazy. Harley Quinn is fun crazy, right?
Ain't no such thing as fun crazy. That's toxic behavior.
She's Wendy Williams crazy. She's like you. You just spread drama for no reason, right? And how she acted with that vote, the curtsy, like, what the fuck did $15 do to you? What, like, she said it like $15 an hour done made her cheat on her, made her ex-girlfriend or boyfriend cheat on her or something.
Well, you got it mixed up. You imply that this is about her love affair with humans, but in actuality, it's probably her love affair with the money that comes along with campaigning. And we just need to acknowledge that. So, and a lot of these people are in that position for that same reasoning. She ain't even auditioning for a Republican. She's just showing up as one. And it's absolutely disgusting that we, as Democrats, allow her to be a part of this party. You should not be able to call yourself a Democrat or caucus with the Democrat if you don't support $15 an hour. That should be the bare minimum. Just like you shouldn't be able to be a Democrat if you're not pro-choice. If you're not pro-choice, you shouldn't be able to be a Democrat. So I'm just, I'm out of it with Sinema, Manchin. All of the motherfuckers are problematic. Beyond, listen, tell me this ain't true. Niggas in Georgia did not vote for Joe Biden, Kamala, to say, well, whatever Joe wants from West Virginia or whatever Kyrsten wants from Arizona, that's what the agenda needs to be.
Well, I mean, even further than that, Kyrsten and Joe probably recognize that black folks in Georgia save the country and are probably intentionally like, yeah, but we want to show our constituencies that we're independent and we don't do what those Negroes say. We don't do. I can guarantee you, man. That's why we got to check the Democratic Party, man, because you know what I mean. Like Jamie Harrison, I love you, bro. But that shit should be condemned from the top. You know, we are 20 years late. We are 20 years late for getting a living wage in America. We're like 20 years late from getting a $15 hour minimum wage. 20 years, like
we're 20 years late from universal basic income in America.
Right? But
we're 50 years. We're 50 years.
Yeah,
late.
we probably like since the 80s for $15 an hour, right? So. I mean, it's the working people. It's the people that make the party click. And you know what? Y'all both, the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, they both just can't be full of shit. Where the American people who are aware, we still got our phones, people. We still got the internet, people. We can just the normal human being can see. Well, how much should I make to live here in this city? And more people are doing that. And more people are doing that. And folks are starting to wake up. And the Democratic Party is like let me not say the Democratic Party. Let me say these 6 people. Because there are a lot of moderate Democrats who are like, why not? It's $15 an hour. So let me not put this on all Democrats. We shouldn't do that. I am going to put it on Democrats from a growing populace, like a Democrat like Kyrsten Sinema from a growing populace of Maricopa County, just basically said, you know what? Fuck everybody who's moving into this state, including the white people.
No. She said something bigger than that. Like, listen, just like we saw. Listen, all right. Here's where we let 49 states of moderates off the hook when we don't say this correctly. Just like Georgia is responsible for the passage of that $1.9 trillion bill, COVID relief bill right now. Because if we want to send those 2 senators to DC, this wouldn't be the case, right? All of these moderates that are not criticizing Schumer for his fake leadership right now and pressuring Manchin and Sinema to get in line are all responsible for this bullshit. Because it should be calls coming from all over this country to Schumer's office and reminding him that you are the fucking leader. Get your caucus in order. And if you can't get your caucus in order, step the fuck down. And take them with you. Step the fuck down and take them with you. So this is not just we got to get past the point where we act like senators from one state don't affect everything that's going on. This motherfucker's from West Virginia and Arizona, and they're holding up everything right now. And that shit is not okay. And what happens is when we deflect the power and the appropriate consequences and responsibility of Schumer as the leader of the president of the Senate, we fucking up. We fucking up. So all of the effort should be at Schumer, directed at him, and remind him that, look, you can get it too, boy. We've seen establishment candidates in leadership fall on both parties, and it only happens when we remind the motherfuckers that we're not going to let you pitch blame on other people. That's your caucus. Get it in order or step the fuck down.
You know, Mondale, they should have treated. That's a good point, bro. That's a real good point. They should have treated voting against $15 an hour minimum wage is like supporting Bernie Sanders. They should. That's how Schumer should have approached it, with the same vitriol and hatred that happened with Bernie, right? Because these motherfuckers will fight Bernie Sanders' existence, like a white cop in Georgia who sees a black man hold hands with a white woman somewhere in the outskirts of Savannah. They need to treat it like some big black pro athlete is trying to date their daughter, and he's from the hood. That's how they need to treat
with dreads.
Against, yeah, with dreads, right? That's how they need to treat. The way they treat blackness is how they should have treated voting against $15 an hour minimum wage. Nah, Kyrsten.
So listen.
Yeah,
listen, Marcus,
yeah, go ahead.
Guess what we should do?
Well, we
should launch a fucking petition. Vote no confidence against Schumer. If you don't get these motherfuckers in order.
I mean, that's what's supposed to happen.
We should just start a petition, vote of no confidence, and then deliver the fucking signatures.
It's a good idea, Mondale.
We should absolutely do that. We should absolutely do that. We should start that.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Mondale. Maybe that'll make him start putting pressure on these folks and stop trying to understand where they're coming from. I've spent time last year in Charleston, Morgantown, Huntington. I've been in West Virginia. Them people like $15 an hour minimum wage also. I've been there. They need that. I've been to Chandler. You know, I was in Phoenix with the Mesa.
Marcus,
I went to Tucson.
Listen. See, you in West Virginia naming the big cities. Shit, talk about War, West Virginia. Talk about War, West Virginia, where the whole town got 4 teeth.
Right. See, stop that.
Because I'm not picking at them. I'm talking about quality of water. No. I'm talking quality of water, lack of health care. I'm talking about the environment. The environment.
That one up, man.
Yeah, the environments that's fucking up these people, man. Like when you see people like mouth that looks like that is a fucking water problem. That is a environmental problem, and we just got to own that. That's a product of poverty, which is also, we know poverty is not a decision. Poverty is a bad policy, and we just got to own that shit. So Joe Manchin has just sold out everybody in War, West Virginia, and we need to sell it to him like that.
Yeah, I think that.
And we need to criticize his motherfucking family for their stronghold on West Virginia politics. They treat it like it's a fucking fiefdom over there. Let's just be 100.
Hey, y'all been missing Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. You see what kind of fire this shit is? I'm sorry, I'll have to stop and give ourselves props. Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap is brought to you by niggas who don't give a fuck. We will ask for because here's the thing: we're black and we understand. See, here's the thing: we're black and we understand how politics works. We ain't supposed to be here. We're not supposed to know what we know, and we're damn sure not supposed to be telling you about it
for free.
For free? No, absolutely not, man. You mentioned something earlier, Mondale, and what you talked about was Atlanta. You know, people don't realize this. The NBA All-Star game was this weekend. Jesus. And Marcus, instead of staying in Atlanta, Marcus decided to go and social distance in Phoenix.
Smart move.
Because I'm not letting you little crazy, hey, listen, I got my inoculation, right? I'm not letting you little crazy little party goers try to kill me and mine. No. So, and plus, at this point, everybody who knows me who lives outside of Atlanta knows y'all just can't call Marcus and ask to stay at his house. He's the grand veteran chief, right? I don't care if you want to party at a club. So first, the NBA. First, let's back up. Let me give the positives. The positives are, the NBA decided to hold their All-Star game weekend. Now, not an unprotest All-Star game weekend. It was definitely protested by some of the biggest names in the game, including LeBron and a few others who did not want the NBA All-Star game to happen at all. The NBA was like, no, because, obviously numbers are down. So they went ahead and threw that because that's the capitalism within the NBA. But shout out to the NBA for doing this and centering HBCUs in this process. Now, why is this important? is because what I'm starting to realize, and I saw an article on this, was that NBA players who are like superstars, the Chris Pauls, the Steph Currys, you know, of course, LeBron James, of course, Kevin Durant. All these guys either were getting recruited by number one teams, or you know, or went to a school that was a predominantly white school, right? And they were gonna go pro no matter what, right? Like they knew in high school, they knew their 12th grade year, 2 years from now, I'm gonna be wearing an NBA jersey. So if you know that right there, you know that it doesn't matter where you go. So you might as well help out your people. You might as well go to an HBCU. And that's why you're starting to see some of the top players in the country start to pick HBCUs, because this is the conversation that's happening across the nation. Now, what happened with this weekend, I wanted to give the NBA props, is because two things. They allowed my school, Florida A&M University's Marching 100, to actually introduce and be a major part of the game production itself. And so shout out to the Rattlers, shout out to the Marching 100.
Well, I mean, but let's not pretend that the fucking Marching 100 isn't one of the greatest bands, not just in schools, just bands in general. So it's not like the NBA did them it's not like the NBA did them a favor. That shit boosts the ratings for the NBA. So shout out to the Rattlers.
Yeah, I mean, it was a usage of each other, but I mean, anytime, here's the thing, you can easily go get some rock group or go get the Migos or go get somebody else who, you know what I mean, instead of going down and getting the HBCU. And also, more props to Nike, even though we know Nike can be problematic, but shout out to three entities: Nike, the NBA, and LeBron James, because LeBron James' imprint is now Florida A&M University's official sponsor for all of their uniforms is King James. So the King 23 logo is going to be on the football jerseys, the basketball jerseys, and it's going to bring, obviously, it's the largest amount of money and contract that any HBCU ever received for their Nike contract. So shout out to LeBron for trying to elevate Florida A&M University. Shout out to Deion Sanders over at Jackson State University. And shout out to all the HBCUs. Now, the negatives is y'all should have just stayed.
Hold on one second. You forgot. Yeah, you're right. But before we get to the negatives, we also got to acknowledge that all of the referees for the All-Star game were HBCU alumni as well.
That's right. I mean, they really did their thing. They really did their thing for this event, man. And it's Atlanta. This is why Atlanta's important. Sometimes I think, I need to leave Atlanta, but then it's like, but only something like that can happen in Atlanta, man. You know, your city could do it, but your city has that, because outside of Atlanta, don't get me wrong, we got sellout politicians in Atlanta, man. We got people who are all about it for the money, but there is a cultural blackness that folks don't run from in Atlanta as much as they do in other cities. So we have a black mayor in another city.
So Marcus, you go ahead and talk about the cons of the NBA. I'm gonna talk about the con of LeBron James. So go ahead. Okay,
go ahead. You talk about LeBron.
For me, my disdain for LeBron right now has everything to do with politics. I'm never one to tell a black athlete or a black person in general that they shouldn't be talking politics, because we all are political creatures. But the way LeBron did for is running more than a vote, his organization is absolutely disgusting and parasitic. Let me tell people what's going on. See, LeBron is going to run this organization. They're going to create a bunch of graphics and a bunch of shit. He's going to get a bunch of NBA players to say stuff, right? Because he's LeBron James, and all these athletes are never going to say no to him. The problem with that is LeBron James' specialty is not politics. And what people don't know is LeBron James has a financial fucking investment in what he's doing. And that financial investment is LeBron James, along with 2 other athletes, started a digital production company. And they're using all of this money they're going to raise. Now, LeBron James don't need to raise no fucking money because he got enough to fund more than a vote, which means they're going to take money from organizations that have been doing this work and people who've been doing this work who are hiring black people to do this shit, and then pay himself through his production company to produce all their media. Stephen Curry also has a production company with 2 other basketball players, and he's doing the same motherfucking thing. They're basically creating content for their own political organizations so they can run money, millions of dollars through them, that they're fundraising, not spending their own money to do, which is absolutely parasitic and disgusting for the work that we do. and organizations like mine. So it's absolutely, that's my problem, especially after I was in conversation with LeBron's team for more than 3 fucking months. And they just basically, after having many conversations about partnering with Black Male Voter Project, they go out and launch more than a vote. So that's my con with LeBron James. And it's also his con too with politics.
Not to push back on it, because anytime you agree to something, anytime you agree to anything with an organization and pull out, everything you just said is legit. But what makes them different from white folks who've been doing it for years?
Nothing at all, except for he's a Black man and he has no Black men on staff. Go ahead.
Oh, that's an official negative line for Clickbaity political thirst trap. That's that conversation in general. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know how to shut me the fuck up, don't you? Hey, listen, man. I still love LeBron just because niggas, the brother's trying. But that is problematic. I hope that gets resolved. And Dwayne, could we do one thing? Could we just play that clip real quick? I want to officially play. So this is on record, one of these on record moments. I just want to see that clip of Florida A&M introducing the NBA All-Star game.
Yeah, I want to see it too.
This team is a group known by all and feared by many. They are the Florida A&M University incomparable marching 100 band.
Get it.
Okay.
Hey.
Now it's time to meet Team LeBron, who are playing for the Thurgood Marshall College Fund.
Yeah, awesome. Marching 100 from the highest of 7 hills in Tallahassee, Florida, right up the street from Orange Avenue, right across the way from Florida State University.
Yo.
The opposite sides of the track has produced mayors, doctors, actors, actresses,
activists.
He got Grammy Award winners. We could go on. Tony winners. We could go on. Florida A&M and has produced one Marcus Farrell, one half of the host of Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. You are rocking with the best right now, man. Do yourselves a favor. Please like, share, and subscribe. We haven't even said this time. I don't think we even got any super chats tonight. And we like Black Panthers.
We did. No, we did. We absolutely have. We absolutely have.
We have
tonight, so.
Okay, real quick. Have we paid Dwayne yet? Because Dwayne probably gonna be holding us hostage.
Listen. Dwayne told me in my sleep, Marcus. Dwayne told me in my sleep that he was doing this for free. I'm messing with you, brother.
Dwayne gonna be like, yo, the internet's it's Marcus' fault. The internet's messing up. Oh, okay. So shout out to Chuck Diesel, man. Chuck Diesel has been on every single episode, telling folks, especially during our throwback episodes, to like and subscribe. I do want to touch on our throwback episodes for a second, because I watched a couple of the episodes, and I also listened to and read back what the Trap Squad had to say, and it seems like we were on point last summer with a lot of our commentary. Way before the election, man.
Negro Damas, bro.
Negro Damas?
Yeah.
Negro Damas, is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what we were. I'm telling you, we look like we were selling the future, man. And it's all because it goes back to the fact that people closest to the pain probably knows the solution. We know exactly what we need to be doing to fix and eradicate the problems of the Black community. Not white consultants, not the flawed instruments they call polls. None of those things are what we need to be worrying about or working on, or how we run our campaigns, bro. And this transactional nature that exists in traditional campaigns is problematic as fuck. And we don't show up that way, Marcus. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah, man. It's you know what I think? I think at this point, Real Trap, what makes the Clickbaity so original is that Real Trap Squad members know that what we be talking about is just common sense, but you just don't hear it, right? Like, last summer, some of the most spectacular moments that people commented on last week from our former shows, I was like, how you not agree with that? How could anybody not know that, right? But it's because our society has done such a good job making Black pain not American pain, making Black and brown pain not the first pain.
Dwayne, put that comment back up, brother. So listen, Mr. Smith, you don't know what level of conversations we had with Jason offline, bro. Marcus and Jason are extremely close friends, and Jason and I had several conversations offline. So you don't know the nature of those conversations at all.
Matter of fact,
and he didn't call, and he didn't, and to be clear, to just say calling Black chicks misfits is almost a perversion of what he said. He said some shit, but what he said was Joy was on the island of misfit Black women, which is a problematic statement for so many reasons. But I think you can't just say Black chicks as if he included everybody.
Well, I'm gonna go even deeper than that. Sometimes y'all need to leave well enough alone, because sometimes Black folks, we try to tell the truth about things, and I'm gonna use different situations, and we get caught up in what some white person tells us is a problem. Sometimes we fighting other people's battles at a higher level. We just little pawns. Black people who are on television and who are representing different entities are just pawns for white folks' larger war. And some of y'all will get that, some of y'all won't get that. So if you think that we haven't checked Jason, or quote unquote checked Jason, then you don't know the nature of who the fuck we are. Yes.
Basically.
Every conversation has happened.
Basically.
And if y'all got a problem with that, then you don't have to watch. Like, here's the problem with the internet. Because that little clip, that little segment right there, somebody who's hate watching us will go clip it, go send it to that person, and that person get mad, and then all of a sudden they try to have their own show and launch 1,000 ships at us when we just told our opinion. So understand something. We appreciate all parties involved. We'll ride with Jason again on your punk ass and not give a goddamn and not care one bit, right? Because number one, we also don't cancel everybody forever. Shit. More importantly, y'all allow white men to make all kinds of mistakes and don't even throw them in jail. And I say a word about it. But y'all hold up a Negro, a Black male,
I wouldn't even call him.
Woman.
I wouldn't even call him, Marcus. I wouldn't even call them mistakes. White men just do shit.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even call them mistakes. They just do them. Listen, let's listen. I also want to talk about speaking of Black men doing crazy shit. Common's got this white guy who runs his I guess like one of his consultants, whatever the guy is. The motherfuckers. You heard about the email he sent to Jamie? It was absolutely disgusting, bro.
Jamie,
it's our Jamie Harrison, bro.
Oh, Jamie, what did he send to Jamie?
During the campaign, Common was doing all of these event stops. And he said he was doing it for free. He wasn't charging people. But anyway, last week, this white guy working for Common, and I gotta say this because I brought Common to one of my events, so I need to make sure that I'm being a buck. Common fucking sends a $89,000 bill to Jamie, talking about that's to cover the cost of his staff and traveling to the event. So he sent a nasty email. He didn't just send it to Jamie's campaign. He sent it to the DNC, to these white people saying, this is the unpaid bill that your chairman has, making it like this brother don't pay his bills and shit. After he told everybody he was on the shit for free. Yeah, so I ain't fucking with Common right now. So we rescinded our offer to make Common a Black male voter project ambassador. We're not fucking with Common right now because that shit is trash, and showing up that way is fucked up. Furthermore, $89,000 to go show up for 3 minutes. Jamie was with you for 3 minutes, bro, and you sent him a fucking bill like that. That shit was crazy to me.
But the bigger question
plus the fact is,
He wasn't
and
even the
I'm gonna
chair.
keep it a buck. Let me keep it a buck. No. This
Was
is
he
what
the
sent it
chair
to
when they
Jamie's
did this?
campaign. No, he sent it to Jamie's campaign because he went to one of Jamie events. But it was only for 3 or 4 minutes, bro. It wasn't long. It wasn't long at all. It was a little bit longer than 3 minutes. But still, you met that man outside for a photo op and you sent him an $89,000 bill to his campaign. Then you sent it to the DNC, to these white people at the DNC. Now, of course, Comet didn't do this himself, but the people that represent him, his white boy that represent him, sent that email, and it makes Jamie look like he got unpaid bills and shit, even though he raised $100 million. So that's the tacky shit. I don't like that. It was bad news, and because of that, I don't really, you know what I'm saying?
And Jamie had enough money where he would have got paid. He would have got paid too.
But Comet was saying that he wasn't getting paid for this shit. And plus, like, why are you traveling with 4 fucking assistants?
Well, why you letting random white folks who don't understand your shit, the black culture in general, black politics, send emails to folks like Jamie, some fucking janky concert promoter? Yeah. Oh, exactly. You mean to tell me that concerts aren't allowed now? So your event performance money hasn't gone up. So you want to tax the black man who's literally trying to change South Carolina and try to help poor people out? Woo, child. Jamie, I'm sorry you had to go through that, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know what the conversation's like behind back. They didn't share that email. You know, white people shared that email with other people. That's how you think I found out about it? Somebody sent me the email. I'm like, yo, you got to be kidding me right now.
Well, I got one more, and Dwayne, I hope you got it. But just a little breaking news. This came from actually, it's not breaking. It happened last night.
It's broke
a couple
news.
days ago. It's broke news. It's been broke, but we ain't been around yet.
Hey, let's start a new segment called Broke News.
Broke news, yeah. Broke news. Broke news. My internet's slow because I didn't pay my electric bill. Broke news.
Shit you heard about, but not from us. That's right. Yeah, it's broke news.
You heard about. Shit. So today on Broke News. I know
you heard this before. No, you heard
Cornell
this
West,
before.
The whiteness of Wall Street is Jim Crow, but the new style. We talk about new Jim Crow all the time on this show. And Dr. West is officially leaving Harvard University for the second time. Now, I got some suspicions around this, right? First off, all of the students at Harvard, right? Most of Dr. West's students at Harvard wanted him to become tenured, right? But
well, if Cornell West is not tenured at your school and he's teaching there, you ain't got a real fucking school, if you ask me. There's no professor in this country that should be tenured if Cornell West is not tenured. I just don't understand that shit at all. That if this isn't Jim Crow, I don't know what the fuck. Well, maybe it's not Jim Crow. It's Harvard, so I need to call it what it is. James Crow Esquire.
James Crow. Well done, sir. First, before I get into the article, I want to say, you know who else is Harvard alum? Barack Obama.
Who?
Barack Obama.
Who? Oh, that's Barack that new Obama. Nigga. That's that new nigga.
With that new Jim Crow
Barack Obama. You know, the Clickbaity is not a fan of Barack Obama. And if you're watching us and this is your first time and you're one of those black people who are offended because black people criticize Barack Obama, then you have a lot of catching up to do. That nigga gets no respect over here as it pertains to how he carried black people. And now he's trying to sell a podcast.
I like
his jump shot. His jump shot is wet now. His jump shot is wet.
Yeah, and I like I like how he delivers.
But so is Chris Mullins. Mullins.
I like how he delivers a speech. Right. What I don't like is you waiting literally 10 years after you were the president to actually say the word reparations. I don't like that part.
And then his reasoning, his like, this is how tone deaf you are.
Barack Obama. Stop, bro, stop. We cannot keep bringing up Barack Obama because we'll never get back to our shit. So
I know, but I gotta say this one thing.
No, because if you say whatever you're gonna say right now, I'm gonna say something else, and we're not gonna get off this segment. and I want to keep
All
going.
right, fine. All right, well, let's keep
Goddamn
going.
it.
I just want to say, Barack Obama said the reason he pushed reparations because white people wouldn't have liked it. Negro. That's your excuse, motherfucker?
See, I want to say something else too, but no, I'm
you
not
got to.
going
Go ahead.
No, I'm
This
not.
is clickbaity. We dig deep. This is
Listen,
clickbaity.
I
We
know,
dig
but
deep. Go
I
ahead.
mean, like, we just cannot say Barack. Like, dude, listen, on some real shit. How about this? Ronald Reagan. Let's try to offset it. Ronald Reagan was the greatest president for black people.
Jesus.
I know. I'm bullshitting
Jesus.
for real.
Yeah,
Cornell
let's just talk about
West. Cornell West.
You said you had some suspicion, Marcus. What's your suspicions pertaining to this topic?
Him in the White House, him that used to be in the White House upstairs. Him that used to be in the White House upstairs.
Ooh.
Him had something to do with it.
Ooh, I ain't even think about that shit.
I know you ain't think about it. Right? But like, you got to understand, like, you know, he's like one of the most famous living Harvard alums right now, and he's active as hell right now. And you know, Dr. West getting tenured at Harvard is, you know, might be. It might. I mean, I'm not here to spread conspiracy theories because there's a lot of people at Harvard who don't like Dr. West, including the
but we
president.
know we also know, Marcus, you onto some shit, brother. So listen, we know that motherfuckers get into schools because their daddies build buildings. You know what I'm saying? So, and football stadiums. So I mean, like, it ain't like it's far fetched to believe that the fucking past president of the United States, who's an alumni, Barack Obama, could have called and canceled that shit or say, you know, because he got his petty side too. Let's talk about that. So I'm with it. I believe that there's some possibility to this shit.
Right. And also
Daniel and I'm also willing to say that we're speculating.
Yeah, Daniel, you're absolutely right. He could speak up for Dr. West if he wanted to. He could have spoke up for all the black people who were getting killed in the streets if he had said.
He can't speak up for Dr. He can't speak up for Dr. West. He can't speak up for Dr. West because he's too busy calling Skip uppity.
Woo! It wouldn't be clickbait if we didn't have one moment of Barack pause. Hey, Barack, we want you on the show, bro. We know you probably watch.
And I promise you, come over here with this goddamn. You should swing on me, like verbally or like physically.
No,
like you did.
we don't have to be
like
violent,
you did.
bro.
No, I said verbally. Ain't no violence in verbal. Yeah, it is a violence. It's not physical violence, but it's a form of violence. And I want that smoke with Barack Obama. Like, bring that neoliberal talk to this show, or invite us on your podcast. If Barack Obama, y'all tag that motherfucker in this post tonight and tell him we want that smoke because he sold niggas out.
Yeah,
and I don't give a fuck how many checks he get from Netflix.
Speaking of paying for buildings, shout out to Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, Leslie Jones, who actually made that movie. Leslie Jones, y'all know. First off, y'all know how much here at Clickbaity Political Thirst Traps we are connoisseurs of the original coming to the greatest comedy movie to ever happen of all time is Coming to America. And
hands down facts. Hands
Thursday,
down facts. Most comedies have 15 minutes of fucking funny shit. Coming to America, the original had 2 hours of funny shit. The credits were funny. Yes, it's the best comedy ever.
Listen, Thursday, while we're on vacation, that would come out because y'all couldn't handle Coming to America and Clickbaity on the same day. Y'all would be able to handle it. Y'all are Coming to America 2 and Clickbaity. First, I would have probably stayed on and just watched it live with y'all and just spoiled it for everybody, right? Like I
got canceled.
I would have got canceled. This show wouldn't have been able to air, right? But I'm gonna say this right here. I watched it today.
Man,
I watched it the night it came out, and I hated it.
What?
Oh, listen, I hated it. Initially hated it. No, just let me finish, Mondale. Goddamn. And then I watched it today. And let me tell you something. It's hard to top an original, but Coming to America 2 was pretty goddamn funny.
That shit
It
was
was
funny. I watched it 2 times already. Funny,
yeah,
Marcus.
it was pretty goddamn.
Up a nigga say what? Up a nigga say what?
Up a nigga say what? And I
Hey.
like all the callbacks from
Yes.
at the beginning where
Yes.
where Buddy had his job interview, and Mortimer, what was last
Yes.
name? What was their last name?
Yes.
Yeah, Mortimer,
I don't know.
and it was on the wall.
Dukes
Right? I
and
like
Dukes
that.
and Dukes. The Dukes brother.
The Dukes brothers, right? And how his
Yo, you have to be an Eddie Murphy fan to understand. Like, and then all of the signaling in the second movie to the first movie was amazingly like timed. It was Eddie Murphy comedy like on point, bro. I like just and all the knowledge I learned. Go ahead.
Pause. Rain. Listen, you talk about
What
no
Rain
spoilers.
said?
No, Rain said
What
no
Rain said?
spoilers. Let me no. Let me say. Let me.
Oh,
say-
shit.
Let me
Oh,
tell you
oh.
something. The amount
Oh, Rain.
that we talk about Coming to America, y'all knew we were going to watch it the night of, right? Y'all know that.
Shame on y'all for not watching.
And if you're gonna be a fan of this show, then you should have even asked us for a super chat, $10 back, so you can get Amazon for a month, so you could have watched.
Well,
the
ask
show
me for my
right now.
passcode.
You
Ask me for
my passcode.
You
right.
can't come on Clickbaity tonight and think you're not gonna hear about Coming to America.
Are you
Mute
out
your
your
goddamn
goddamn
screen.
mind? You-
Don't cut that view off. Just mute your screen because we're gonna talk about Coming to America. And if you ain't seen it, that's a damn criticism of you because your ass was doing something this weekend where you could have gave an hour and 37 minutes to a great ass comedy. That shit was it was beautiful. And guess what else it was? It was also the opposite of Black Panther. Ask me why, Marcus.
Rain talking about I've been putting it off. Ain't nobody tell you to put it off. And don't come watch Clickbaity, but putting off something that you know we're gonna talk about. Fuck out of here. That bullshit.
Rain. Get off of Bumble and Hinge
And Tinder.
and go ahead and get the goddamn and Tinder and get the goddamn movie. Now get the Amazon. If you need my passcode, hit me in the DM. I'll share it with you. But I'm gonna change the password after 1 hour.
You got what? No, 1 hour and 26 minutes. Hey, 1 hour and 30 minutes, you get the password. And don't go ordering no shit either, because our credit card attached to that shit.
Yeah, man. So no, honestly, I think the movie was amazingly done. And people are like, oh, it's over the top. Some of the shit was unbelievable. I'm like, yo, do you not remember what the first Coming to America was? It's all about being over the top. But it was also a nod to like black, like just black culture in a big way. I enjoy the fact that if you look at the theme of the show, it was all about like women freedom, like right, and their right to be, capital B, E. So I appreciate what happened. It also showed what happens when you're in power and you allow that power structure to suck you in. So I think it was a timely movie with amazing political ramifications if you paid attention to the movie and what some of the shit that was being said and done as well. And the reason I call it the opposite of Black Panther is because Black Panther had a couple Americans in there. One of them got killed by Killmonger, the woman that loved him. And then the other one was Killmonger, who was not strategic at all, just full of anger and hate. And they had no black mother in his life, which is not realistic for the most part in this country. But Coming to America actually celebrated what it meant to be black. When they was trying to change the young prince to make him the prince of Wakanda, acting like I'm not Wakanda, Zamunda, acting like he was a citizen of Zamunda, he said, no, I'm gonna bring queens to Zamunda. So this celebration of black culture meant a whole lot to like what's going on in this time right now. Not to mention I felt like it was a dig. People said it wasn't a dig, it was a celebration of Barack Obama. But to me it was a dig because I know what really happened in Obama's administration when they said, oh, your black president fixed everything. And then they were like, well, that shit got erased quick, right? They were like, your black president made everything great. And then they was like, oh, but that shit got wiped away quick. Like basically saying Barack Obama ain't do shit that's lasting. He didn't use any of his power when he had a chance to change any structures. You see how I brought it back to Barack Obama, Marcus? He didn't do shit that was lasting.
I'm like, yo, why do you do this to me? Like, I'm like, listen, on some real shit, since we cuss already, we about to have a Barack Obama jar, bro. We're gonna have a Barack Obama jar, bro. And every time we mention
somebody said now I'm spoiling Black Panther. Listen, Marcus, Danny T said no, I'm spoiling Black Panther. Hell no.
Hey, listen. Hey, when my man woke up, He woke up upside down and crazy. He slept all crazy. And then he and then he got his little royal bath.
He said, "Mama, there's 3 women that trying to bathe me. He's trying to bathe me." He said,
all
"Mama,
3 of you." And how come old girl was still barking? How come old girl was still barking all the way from?
Hey, did you hear what Wesley Snipes said? Wesley Snipes said, "Thank you for breaking my sister's K9 curse." I was like, hell no. Hey, Wesley Snipes' hair throughout the movie was fucking hilarious.
Speaking of Wesley Snipes, speaking of Wesley Snipes, today is the 30th anniversary of what movie? Am I my brother's keeper? What movie? Today is the 30th anniversary of New Jack City. And if you haven't went and watched New Jack City before, first off, I realize how problematic.
Hold on, Marcus. Spoiler alert. Go ahead, Marcus.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, if you haven't realized how problematic movies from the 80s were, there's a lot of problematic stuff when it came down to policing and black folks in that movie, right? So don't get it twisted. It was a good movie, but like from today's standards, if you're not ready for some problematic shit, don't watch it. But if you have not watched New Jack City, go watch New Jack City. And if you have not watched, I think the best scene was Simi. They had a
sit your $5 ass down. Sit your $5 ass down. Marcus, hold on.
Yeah, right.
You can't leave New Jack City and not talk. If you're talking about problematic lines, you can't say, sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Most classic line in the movie.
That line, oh my God.
Hey, look. Before
I think everybody was saying that for like until like 2010, really.
Shit,
2005, everybody was saying that.
Some people still saying it now. But before y'all move on, I want to make sure we get back to something real quick. At the beginning of the thing about Coming to America, y'all said it's the greatest black comedy.
Dwayne is talking to us about.
Oh no, they can hear me. They can hear me.
Oh, go ahead.
Y'all can't sleep on Life and Harlem Nights.
Both of them are funny. They're not Coming to America.
Yeah, they're not Coming to America. Harlem Nights is the closest. Harlem Nights might be the closest to me. Life is really goddamn funny, but to be honest with you, Coming to America, like, it's just clean from the beginning to end. Like, like somebody.
And Friday ain't even in the category.
Yeah. Friday. It takes you a little while. Okay, you can watch Coming to America right now for the first time and be like, "Oh, that's hilarious." Some of this stuff you can't watch. I'm not saying, well, actually, all of them you can. It's just, I don't know. Coming to America is just on a different level, man. You know, like,
for me,
the callbacks,
watching that movie,
the callbacks this weekend were amazing. Like the callbacks on that movie were just simply amazing. The bar scene, you know.
Oh my God, the bar scene.
Even Babar, the elephant.
Yeah,
the callback
was
of the elephant.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean everything. Yeah, you know, like. And I think one of the greatest scenes was when his father looked at him and said, "Come here. Remember everything I told you. I'm going to die now."
Yes. Yeah. He said, let's do my funeral now while I'm still alive, and then died. I was like, oh, that's so fucking Eddie Murphy right there.
Yeah. The whole thing was great. And Leslie Jones, if you're not I wasn't a real big fan of Leslie Jones. I liked her, right?
She's funny, man. She got
something funny going on with Jason Johnson, but besides that, I just wasn't really following her comedy like that. Shame on me, because that woman is hilarious, boy. Woo, she's hilarious. She made that whole movie, man. Every single thing she said in that movie was, they had to, your tailors had to use a little extra material, but
that shit was funny as hell. I figured we were family, so I just borrowed this.
Yeah, you can call me mama. No, kids, you don't have to.
She said, the movie was, I enjoyed it. Hey. I think people, I don't know, man, maybe for our age group, you know what I'm saying, that that was my first time. And now I found out that, Stephanie, you don't have to test that super chat, sis. You can just do it. Trust me, it works. But knowing what I knew about the movie and how funny and, out of place the lettuce guy was, thinking like, oh, you could have put another black comedian there. Now that I learned that the studios forced them to put a white character in that movie, that blew my mind. They forced them.
But they brought her back on the strength of love, though.
They did.
I'm
bring
happy
him
he
back.
came back.
They bring him back.
Oh, wait, we forgot about some of the biggest news possible. You want to take a break, or you want to go finish this news?
Shit, man, let's do the news.
All right.
Oh no, let's take a break. We gotta take a break for the commercial. Oh, it's time for a commercial break. Let me do this.
Yeah, it's time for a commercial break. We'll be right back, folks.
Trap squad, 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 trap squad. Hey, clickbaity political. Yeah, thirst trap, trap squad, squirrel squad. Our mission is critical to speak the truth to the masses. We here for the fight. We ain't started, but we here to finish it. Sick and tired of seeing the privilege. Take advantage of the weak and the innocent. So we let our voice be heard. Every single weeknight, unapologetic. Black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live through on a daily, we still throwing up those acorns cause we represent clickbaity. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad. Let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad. Clickbaity, thirst trap. Trap squad, trap squad. Trap squad. Let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad. Trap squad, thirst trap. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad. Trap squad, 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 trap squad. Hey, clickbaity political. Yeah, thirst trap, trap squad, squirrel squad. Our mission is critical to speak the truth to the masses. We here for the fight. We ain't started, but we here to finish it. Sick and tired of seeing the privilege. Take advantage of the weak and the innocent. So we let our voice be heard. Every single weeknight, unapologetic. Black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live through on a daily, we still throwing up those acorns cause we represent clickbaity. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad. Let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad. Trap squad, thirst trap. Trap squad, trap squad. Trap squad, let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad. Trap squad, thirst trap. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad. It's February. Black people loving black people.
Yo, we back. That was original music by who, Marcus?
Dante Makes Beats.
Dante Make Beats. That's right, y'all. That's original music for our show, for y'all enjoyment, made by one of our members, one of our family members, the Squirrel Gang. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you have not liked or subscribed on YouTube, what you waiting on? Chuck Diesel gonna find your ass. If you're on Facebook, share this. If you're on Twitter, make sure you retweet this show. This is Political Thirst Trap, clickbaity version, baby. Marcus, what's good?
All right. We've been talking about this for a while. And we talked about this earlier, really, but we have to go ahead and talk about the general thing, and that is the Senate passed a $1.9 trillion stimulus bill. $1.9 trillion. From the New York Times. Let me see if I can break their paywall. Yes, I can. Awesome. With Republicans poised to block Democrats' top priorities, the party line vote on the $1.9 trillion pandemic aid package showed The gulf between parties was not too wide to be bridged. That's right, folks. In a vote of, I believe, is it 51 or 49? 51 or 49 to 50 to 49, yay and nay. HR 1 passed, and stimulus checks start at $1,400, not faster phase out. Individuals earning over 80K won't qualify, 100K in previous debt, and the ceiling for couples will be 160K, $200,000 in the previous draft. And here is what I got to say about this passing of the stimulus bill. There's no reason for Republicans to even go against it. Republicans are just the anti-anything party at this point. It's like if Trump had proposed the same bill, it would have passed.
It would have passed
the original way, right? But instead of it being a conversation about like just what's better for the American public, right? You know, it ain't like we asking y'all to pass reparations. Shit, we ain't even asking y'all to pass, you know, a Clean Energy Act or something like that. We're asking y'all to pass a stimulus package that's been owed to us as Americans. And y'all been nickel and diming us for years. And the only way y'all will come to the table is if y'all took money that we already had and made it less. That's what the Republican Party does. Whatever the Democratic Party says.
Marcus, they were fighting over $400 or $300 a week for unemployment. Who the fuck can survive off that, man? These people are disgusting right now. And they're supposedly the party of Christ.
Well, I mean, yeah, Antichrist. You forgot the A-N-T-I part before the Christ part, because that's not Christ-like whatsoever. Like,
not at all.
There's at least 49 tables that in that house that would have flipped over in the Senate if Jesus was walking through that piece as a congressperson. We do need congressperson Jesus.
We do. But not white Jesus. Yeah. We need black Jesus, brown Jesus, somebody.
Turn water to wine. You know what I'm talking about? Like, imagine the rate of like healthcare when Jesus at this right here. He could, like, you know, just, you know, I promise to touch 400,000 people in the state of Virginia to make sure y'all aren't sick. I love my Jesus. But Republicans are the party of anti-everything, right? And Democrats are the party of, okay, we'll actually negotiate with that.
My God.
So my solution to all of the Republican fuckery is this: the next big thing on the docket needs to be making D.C. and Puerto Rico
states.
Because
Absolutely. Did you read Marcus? Whoa, hold on. You can't talk about DC statehood without telling me. Did you read my my op-ed in Blavity this weekend? Blavity News.
No, I ain't read your op-ed. Of course, I read your op-ed.
So I did an op-ed tying John Lewis' call to action and voting rights, even the march across Emmett Pettus Bridge in Selma to DC statehood. You can't care about representation for every citizen if you don't care about DC statehood. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, no. Piggybacking on the article that Mondale wrote, and would one of you guys find it so we can talk about Mondale's work, because you know that makes him feel really good about himself.
I mean, you know, it was less than you know, can you dig it? There it is, right there. If you haven't read this article, this op-ed, you should definitely read it. It's my first piece in Blavity, but it talks about how, you know, you can't argue for John Lewis' style of representation, elected representation, if you're not arguing for DC statehood. It is impossible that you believe that 700,000 people in DC don't deserve 2 senators, but the people in Montana or the 400,000 people in Alaska do. So I think you know, this piece is pertinent, one, because it's telling us how we move forward with John Lewis' legacy, but it's also talking about what's necessary to make people whole, especially when you consider the demographics. Go ahead.
Mondale. It's important. Trap Squad is important because Mondale wrote it, right? So just because he wrote this thing, I want everybody to stop what the hell they're doing, spend 2.8 minutes. I believe the read is 2.8 to like 3 minutes, right? Straight, just reading it, right? And if you're not ready to answer thesis questions tomorrow that he has, then he's gonna you know what? He's probably not even gonna ever roast you again, right? So it's a good article, but let's just talk about when we write articles on this. Y'all
gotta share them.
Y'all gotta share them.
That's
y'all
your
have
job.
to share them. Right. Yeah. Just share them far and wide. So, and especially when we don't use problematic neoliberal language. Right. So, you know what I mean? But it was a good read. And Mondale was absolutely right. But it ties into me saying this right here. There's an addition to this, to his article, not even his article, just an addition to the thought process and that I have about this. And that is the filibuster is never going to get overturned with Democrats. It's not going to happen. You might as well forget it. Because there's too many Republicans lights that only want to do big drastic things like change rules when it has to do with something for Wall Street. That's on the Democratic side of the house. I promise you this, if Wall Street wanted to do something that called for a filibuster change, it should be changed.
Marcus, it's powerful that you said nothing's going to happen with the filibuster pertaining to
it's not going to happen
as long as Democrats have control. And I'm glad you made the distinction because Republicans probably would in that shit if they had power. If they were in control again, they probably would be the party in the filibuster, just so they can do what the fuck they want to. Because we know when Republicans are in control, they just run rampant, and Democrats play silly. And like you said, they negotiate with bullshit, even the party of anti.
Right. So the only way we change this, and I'm not gonna lie to you. The same people who don't want to change the filibuster will magically be against statehood in DC.
Man, ain't that some shit?
Watch it happen, right? Because there are some people who are elected to the U.S. Senate right now and Congress who fundamentally want close races because they want to be the most important person. Why does Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin want to do all this thing? Y'all thinking it's because they're moderate? No, it's because they want to run for president. They want to have all eyes on them. It's some selfish bullshit.
Yeah, and also close races mean a lot of money raised.
Right. So they create this drama, right? If we go ahead and just end it, and by the way, if we don't do it, so check this out, guys. This is the slippery slope that we're already halfway down the hill on. We're not going to pass. If we don't pass statehood and we won't overturn the filibuster, Republicans are going to win forever.
Forever.
Ever. And it's going to seem that long because we already grown. I could do this all day with Outkast, but
they missed it. It went over their head.
Yeah, but I mean that's what's about to happen. So, we need to push for statehood for these states. And I saw somebody even mention Guam. Yeah, Guam deserves to be a state also.
Guam too.
Don't let them trip. Guam would probably be more of a conservative state, believe it or not, because of the citizenship. But Guam got some natives over there that are definitely progressive folks. So shout out to Guam. Shout out to all the expats and pats who are in Guam right now, man. Y'all are over there doing y'all thing, protected by the largest military. In office. You got any other news? Because I see this article about the white supremacists and law enforcement, man. You want to go into that real quick?
I mean, shit. It's just us rehashing history. Like, so what's going on right now, y'all? If y'all haven't seen this article, there's been this concerted effort by white supremacists to join the military and also police forces. This sounds like new news, but this for black people, this is broke news. We already knew that the police were infiltrated by white supremacists. This was the path forward. Richard Nixon all laid this out. They said, stop saying nigger in the street and run for sheriff and police office. So this is not new news to us. This is where I'm talking about. White people find out something, they make it like it's new news. We already knew that the police department, look at how many black people die by a police officer. If you're strange to the fact that black people are dying because of white supremacists in uniform, then you've not been in America for the past 400 years. It is the way of this country to have white supremacists in uniform, both in the military and the police forces all over. So while I welcome this article being published and people opening their eyes to the fact, shit, if you're black, you already knew that.
Yeah, I mean, but there's a lot of non-black people watching the show. So let's go through it real quick. Because, I mean, if you've been watching this show, you should know it by now. We talk about it all the time, but it is what it is. So, based on an investigation between 2016 and 2020, agents and analysis with the FBI division in San Antonio concluded that white supremacists and other right-wing extremists would very likely seek affiliation with military and law enforcement entities in furtherance of their ideologies, according to a confidential intelligence assessment issued late last month. The document obtained by ABC News, and this article is from ABC News, was distributed to law enforcement agencies both in Texas and elsewhere in the country. Now imagine that. They probably distributed to the same folks who were like, yeah, yo, so y'all trying to make me tell on myself? The fuck?
Right.
The fuck you mean?
Right.
And
I mean, like,
because
my problem, Marcus, is they make it like it started in 2016. That's just a reminder of what Donald Trump's influence was. But we already knew that. Like I'm saying, we got to keep saying this to our white people who've been asleep for 40 or 50 years, or those that are 30 who's been asleep for 30 years. This is a problem. Police in this country are a problem. They are infiltrated by white supremacists who want to do harm to black people in a way that is organized and armed by tax dollars.
Yeah. Black people, brown people, Native folks, you know, pretty much the whole spectrum of everybody who's non-white needs to watch out, but y'all should know this already. And white folks, when you're married to a white cop, and this is something that is interesting. I went to dinner a couple of years ago with a friend of mine who
married to a white cop,
who just got recently married to a white cop, right? And she kept saying to me, and it was a white girl, but we went to school together, and she kept saying to me, Marcus, you know, he's great, he's so nice, he's, you know, this wonderful person. We're gonna have a wonderful family. I've never seen him have any problems. So I literally said to her, I said, have y'all went to dinner with a black man before? And she was like, no, but I mean, he's not gonna do anything crazy. So we go to dinner. And as soon as I sit down, obviously her happy-go-lucky ass didn't inform this dude that I was black. And
oops.
And this motherfucker's demeanor, I shook his hand, you know, and I'm well-dressed. You know me. I come swagged out everywhere I go. And, you know, he had on a little, you know, trucker hat, you know, denim jacket, T-shirt. You know what I mean? And, you know, I'm killing.
Wait, he was dressed like me?
Yeah, except without the trucker hat, right? You know what I mean? Plus, and it wasn't the black guy swag, right? And there's some white guys who could do the black guy swag with that same outfit. Nah, it was the I'm a cop swag. I'm a cop swag. And Lord knows he had the right one this night, that night. So, you know, after we get over the pleasantries and stuff like that, about 2 drinks in, he asked me what I do. So I told him what I do. I said, I try to free black people every day for a living. That's what I do.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
He said, from what? I said, well, from first and foremost, from police officers shooting us. Ooh. Now, maybe I started it.
Good.
Maybe I started it.
Good.
Maybe the matter of fact, I did start it. So maybe this guy's attitude was, you know, warranted if you're a cop that's protecting whatever the hell happened, right? But I say I'm trying to get my people free. And he was like, you are free. I was like, well, I mean, no, even Tallahassee Police Department, who he was a part of, has had problematic issues with shooting black people, right? Like, and that's my hometown. So we're just going back and forth, man, but back and forth. And his attitude goes away from backing the blue and immediately more into, I'm a racist.
Ooh.
And
wait. You mean you're a racist?
No, he was a racist. His attitude was basically, he took racist talking points. It went from, well, crime, law, crime, to authority, victim blaming, outdated assessments on black communities, right? And his talking points were so strong that I was like, I literally said, man, you're a Republican, aren't you? He was like, of course I am.
Of course I am.
And
Jesus
handouts,
Christ.
right? And the black mayor hasn't done this, but yeah, y'all are doing this, that, and the other, right?
Was the black mayor Angela?
Yeah, this is Andrew's last. This is, I think, one of Andrew's last years before he decided to run, right? Or he was running or he was about to run, whatever it was, right? As a matter of fact, he had just decided to run because I was down there interviewing for that campaign manager position.
Gotcha.
That's the same trip. That was the same trip. I believe you remember when I went on that trip. Right?
I remember that trip.
Yeah. So, but so and this is just a normal. Now here's the whole point of this is this right here. So after the dinner was over, the next day, my friend calls me and she was like, "I just want to apologize so much for everything that he said to you last night." And what I was thinking to myself was, "That
shit, you married to him." Shit, you married to him. Shit.
You married to him. And you know, you my Facebook friend. You're probably watching this right now. You my Facebook friend. You know me. You know what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna keep it, I'm not gonna lie. And I guess when she finally got her guys in the same area, and to her husband's talking points, unchallenged and unchecked, might have made sense. Meanwhile, to her, my talking points about the opposite end of the stick, unchallenged, might have made sense. Now, I don't know if she went back to her husband and said, "I'm sorry for the way that Marcus talked to you."
She absolutely didn't.
But I guarantee you, she called me and she was like, "I am so sorry for that happening, and I just never knew that he had those thoughts." Now, I'm not one to break up a marriage. Right? Like I'm not trying to get y'all to divorce, but do white women, do y'all get into these conversations with your
if you married to a racist, especially if you're a racist cop, I want that marriage to end. I don't give a fuck. Like, divorce that motherfucker now and meet you a thug and fall in love and teach him how to get a job. Fuck out of here. I don't got no space for that shit. What your daddy say? Oh, baby, I'm a thug.
Yeah.
Listen, I have no space for people that sit in the bedroom with racists are themselves racist, bro. Bull Connor's grandkids, I was at a conference one time. They were talking about how great their granddad was. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? He sprayed black kids with water hose. What's great about that? Kids that were your age at the same time. Well, he was, you know, and I'm like, he was shit. He was trash. Your granddad was trash. He sprayed black kids throughout Alabama with the water hose. I have no space for that. If you love racists and you're not checking them, then you too are racist. You can show up two ways in this world. You can be anti-racist or you can be racist. And falling in love and being silent when motherfuckers walking around spilling the type of shit you said you heard at that dinner, Marcus, makes you a racist. Sorry, that's your friend. Sorry, she's walking. I mean, watch him.
You have to apologize.
But listen, hold on. That's the fakest fucking sorry you ever gonna get. Like, I don't mean it.
Yeah, no, I mean, here's my thing, right? Like, I don't know what she was thinking in the first place, because I've been talking like this. I've been talking like this for, I don't know, 20 years. Like, I've only got more educated and been able to defend my arguments better throughout those 20 years. But I've been talking like this for a while. There ain't nothing changed about my shit. It's just more people know about it. Now, I'm not necessarily certain Bernie heard it when he hired me, but that's a different story.
He's a white man for Vermont. He can't hear black speak.
Right. So I think she might have thought that maybe I was doing some blowhard shit and her husband was going to check me or some shit. But so here's the thing, though. So, and I'll say this. They left. And there was a couple next to us. And they were FSU professors. And they were obviously woke on some point. And later on that night, they did come up to me and was like, "Wow, you destroyed that guy. Are those your friends?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, well, she's my friend. I just met the husband tonight." And they even said that his points went from like law enforcement to racist, right? So when we talk, so back to the article real quick, when we talk about like the FBI says that law enforcement agencies have racist people in them. Mondale, you're absolutely right. Motherfucker, we know that. Like we have,
how is
even
this
during
news?
our polite conversations at Thanksgiving with white folks who invite us over, that law enforcement guy. And I don't know why that is a problem, Mondale. I'm gonna tell you something. Whenever I go to an event with like white folks that I'm not certain about their politics, at least. The reason why I'm not certain about their politics because they never let it be known because they got some racist shit going on, especially if you invite me to a place, right? And there's been so many times where I've been somewhere and a white guy try to pull me over to the side and be like, hey, you know, Barack Obama, and back in the day it was Barack Obama. And I couldn't, I owe $100. I couldn't allow them to bash Barack because they were racist.
$200. Yeah, you said his name again. Who's the 44th president?
Next episode.
Speaking of next episode, tell the people where they can find you at, bro.
Man, we didn't get into Meghan Markle, man, but we'll come back to that.
Oh,
tomorrow.
Man, that shit, that story's trash. Yeah.
Dog, I mean, what you expect from the queen? What you expect from the institution that exploited slavery? She's in that family.
Right.
She's a direct descendant of those people. So that's not.
Well, you know, her kids are. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you can find.
We'll talk about that shit tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, you can find me at Marcus for America on Instagram, on Twitter, Marcus Farrell on Facebook, www.marcusfarrell.com, and please go out and check restorativeroots.com. And also, just a quick announcement. I know y'all were thinking about it. No, I'm not running for office. I was thinking about running for office, but I got too much money to make. We'll talk about that deeper later on. I know, Mondale. I am not going to run for that seat. I got too much money to make, folks. You know what I mean?
Damn it, Marcus.
I know.
You can't say shit like that on air that I'm not prepared for because, you know, I had some shit in play. All right, we'll talk about that in deeper when you're ready to talk about it. Dwayne, what do you want us to do?
And where can they find you at, Mondale?
Who I need to shut? Oh yeah. Today is International Women's Day. I would be remiss if I didn't thank all of the women who had a role in my life, making me the man I am. So shout out to all the women who survived dumbass men in this world for so long. And y'all keep doing what y'all doing, making this world great.
Same.
Marcus. Yeah. So you can find me at Mondale Robinson on all social media platforms and also on Patreon. Don't forget, if you are a Patreon follower of Mondale Robinson, next week we have our book club on Pedagogy of the Press. Be prepared or get cussed the fuck out. This will not be a normal book club. We will have a DJ. We will have drinks virtually, of course, and we will have a lot of learning to do. So come prepared. And as they say, that's a fucking wrap. It's 10 o'clock. We brought it back. It's Monday. We had a week off. And as y'all can see, we still here. Thank y'all. Tune in tomorrow for the same shit.
Mañana. Peace.
Dwayne Tunde, run that shit.
Trap squad, 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 trap squad. Hey, clickbaity political. Yeah, thirst trap, trap squad, squirrel squad. Our mission is critical to speak the truth to the masses. Yeah. We here for the fight. We ain't started, but we here to finish it. Sick and tired of seeing the privilege. Take advantage of the weak and the innocent. So we let a voice be heard. Every single weeknight. Unapologetic. Yeah. Black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live through on a daily, we still throwing up those acorns cause we represent clickbaity. Yeah. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad. Clickbaity, ThirstTrap. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad. Let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad. Clickbaity, ThirstTrap. It's February, yeah. February. Very scary, yeah.
Very scary.
Black people loving black people.
Say it again.
Yo, we wild as shit, man. It's February. It's very scary. Black people loving black people. Black people loving black people. Black people loving black people. It's February. It's very scary. Black people loving black people. Black people loving black people. Black people loving black people.